Hello, everybody. Welcome to a first ever edition of Who the Hell Asked live podcast, because for a podcast channel, we do absolutely no podcasts. I got Byron here with me, my co-host.
Hello there.
And we also have a special guest friend of the channel here today, YoshiPhoenix, and you'll see him down below there.
Why, hello, it is I, the YoshiPhoenix. Welcome on in.
Insert sound effects that you'd hear on his streams normally.
Yeah,
Insert sound effects here.
Time for everybody to pull for, what's it called? Gamble for the games. Lucky Pass.
Gamble,
Time for everyone to pull your
lucky party.
passes.
Lucky party, baby. Lucky party.
Party, baby.
But today we
Party.
have a bevy of pretty interesting topics to go over. We figured, it's high time we do a podcast here on the channel. And, there's no better time to do it than now that the Game Awards are coming up. The news week is pretty dead, which is probably going to be the last week for a while. We're going to have that with the holiday season coming up.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but you never know.
But without...
Never know. Look, we spent weeks at one point talking about goddamn everybody losing jobs.
Yeah, honestly, it is pretty depressing.
Yeah, people losing jobs, 10 live service games all at once just shutting down within a week.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I guess speaking of the losing jobs bit, because we did actually have some news on that this week, Byron, if you want to pull that up for me real quick.
Oh yeah, one of the big longtime PlayStation execs is gone. Miss Connie Booth. That was a big one.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That was a big one. She helped a lot of the PlayStation titles. She's been credited on over, I believe, 100+ titles for PlayStation, going all the way back to the PS1.
Actually, pretty insane.
Yeah, that was kind of a shocker.
Alrighty, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our actual first topic here. So we're going to go ahead and start with the game that we've all played fairly recently that I think we all really enjoyed for the most part. But let me get your guys' thoughts on Super Mario Bros. Wonder now that we're a week out from its release.
Well, I'm gonna know right now that I haven't even finished the game yet, but I'm pretty far enough to start putting my opinions on it in the first place. Or
Motherfucker skipped World 5.
Listen, dude, I just want to do the harder levels one first. All right.
There's some hard levels in World 5, but also you're missing some great levels in World 5.
There are some really great levels in World 5.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to get back to them eventually, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to, regardless.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to. Oh wait, can I tell you all something funny that speedrunners apparently have found already?
I'm listening.
So apparently, if you have 2-player mode activated, you can make one player, player 1, walk off of the screen before you enter the first world palace.
Wait, what?
And yeah, so there's a funny glitch you can do if you go to player options and you basically revert back to one player. You pick Mario and you or pick the character that player 1 was. You mash buttons, I think, for a few seconds, and then there you go. You skip the palace in World 1.
Wow.
Yeah, and apparently some people were hacking around in the game, and you really only need Royal Seeds 4, 5, and 6 to get to Bowser.
So people find ways to skip the checks for Worlds 2
Yeah!
and 3. Which I'm pretty sure
sense.
everybody's looking right now.
It makes sense because the first video was tutorial, right? It feels like.
Yeah. Yeah, but enough speedrun shenanigans. Yoshi, what did you think of the game?
Awful! I hate the game. How fucking dare you?
And
I
the
mean,
spicy takes.
it's I'm joking. It's a fun game. The little bit I did though, because most of the time I was really avoiding most of the Wonder Flower effects. So it really showed me what the game would have been like.
Bruh,
without
why?
It's like the best part of the game, which is pretty unfortunate that we
Yeah,
were
that's the
racing
best
instead.
part. And
I know that's the best part. That's the name of the game. I want to see what how the levels are, naturally without the funny gimmick,
that's fair.
Like if you avoid the wonder and all that, it actually feels like a decent Mario game. I like how everything looks and feels too. The design is fine. If anything, it reminds me a lot of Mario Maker. in a
Yeah.
way.
You can
There
definitely
are-
tell many of the levels were inspired by Mario Maker creators for sure.
Yeah, I will say those break time levels, very Mario Maker.
Yeah.
I hate those.
You hated those? That's
I hate
crazy,
the.
actually.
I don't like the hide and seek ones.
Yeah, I don't like the hide and
Oh,
seek
oh,
ones
the
either.
search parties. Yeah, those can go fuck off. I agree. Those can go fuck off.
Honestly, yeah, I think the break time levels for the most part are actually the worst part of the game.
Really, the tiny little break time levels?
Yeah, I think it's
Why?
just fluffed out content. It doesn't feel like it really adds to the gameplay or the experience in any way. I don't know. I
that
feel
like-
like the best part of the game is like the levels and like the wonder effects and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
The break times also was like the little mini games you use the badges, right?
No,
Okay.
those are badge challenges.
Okay.
Those are cool.
Those are fun. It reminds that's another thing from Kirby. They did that on the new Kirby game, Forgotten Land. You test out the abilities.
There's probably something similar. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I played Forgotten Land. Great game, by the way. Great game. If you haven't played it, go play it right now. Actually, after the stream, of course. After the
Yeah.
stream, after this video, of course.
Byron immediately goes and plays Kirby and the Forgotten Land live on his Twitch. You heard it here, folks.
I did that like a year ago at this point.
I mean, again. I'm gonna say this right now. That's another game I haven't finished. I got to the final world and everything, and I just stopped because I got called in.
Hey! This is gonna be me roasting Yoshi for not finishing some of the best games of all time.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying it's bad either. I just never had the time to finish it, or you never got time to I can't talk. The time to go back to the game.
Meanwhile, me who's sitting here who's never played the game.
Hey, it's probably one of the best. Well, I haven't played all the main Kirby games, but it is probably one of the best Kirby games.
It's very fun.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see that they made the leap to a 3D game successfully.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to the next game like that for Kirby.
I'm waiting. Yeah, Kirby Air Ride 2, the next 3D Kirby game.
Look, I would love an Air Ride 2. Slade would probably love an Air Ride 2. We all would.
Oh, absolutely. Air Ride 2 is like one of my top 3 most requested games right now that I don't feel like will ever happen. But
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
let me...
you got one of them. You got one of your
That is
dream
true.
games.
I
Technically,
did get Super
this year.
RPG Remade, which that
Yeah.
was the dream game for me. Okay, I'm gonna reel you guys back to the
All
Super
right.
Mario Bros. Wonder topic because I want to hear Byron's take on the game overall.
Pretty good game. I would say top 3 right now for me. 2D Mario.
Yeah.
There is
Makes sense.
one big flaw with the game though, and I think I'll get a bit more into it when we do the full slate our Mario Wonder big discussion. But
Yes.
the bosses.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
suck that they're all basically Bowser Jr. or conveyor belt. Go
Well,
hit the
okay,
switch.
okay. Let me tell you a funny story with that conveyor belt boss. And
no.
if you watched,
Oh, dear.
I don't. Which world was the first one to have the airship? Was it World 3?
This is World 3. As soon as
Yeah.
you get to once you start doing the open world things, as the airships come in.
Yeah. So watch my World 3 VOD. I initially thought the boss was gonna be a lot cooler than it ended up being, because I thought, oh, you have to throw the enemies into the mouth of the machine.
Yeah, I
to
thought
get
it
it
could be
to,
some SMB2
and
stuff.
all that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought, and I'm like, oh, that's so fucking cool. No, you just hit a button.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing.
Let me add on too, because when I was playing with Slade on my first time doing the airship and all that too, I was surprised. I was like, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
That was
That's
literally
it.
what he said.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing more to this. Come on, dude. Just hold right to the level. There's nothing really in your way. You just jump over everything and you win. There's no real challenge to it.
Right, there really isn't.
Yeah, even New Super Mario Brothers DS had better bosses. Maybe not the last one, because I actually kind of like the last one, but all good.
I like the comparison Drybro19 said in our chat. It's just Super Mario Bros. 1 Bowser, which I absolutely agree. But like, even SMB 1 Bowser had the nuance where he started throwing hammers at some point.
Oh god, yeah.
He catch people off guard. I'm guessing all the areas are just act the same way with like slightly different enemies.
And not only that, but like the layouts of the lava bridges were also different enough to like make each encounter unique-ish, I guess. I don't know.
Like it gave them at least something different.
Yeah, whereas I feel like the nuance between the conveyor belt levels and the Bowser or Bowser Jr. fights, they didn't really do enough different.
Yeah,
I mean, at the very least, like, you know, you can say whatever you want about Super Mario Bros. 3, where if you want to call the Koopalings like reskins of each other, I still feel like those boss fights were very unique from each other.
Those were at least unique, even though like obviously they still had Boom Boom and Boom Boom. At least they made them a little bit harder.
Yeah,
Boom would have been so perfect for this, honestly. With the wonder effects and everything too.
I'm surprised they didn't have Boom Boom. They didn't have Pom Pom. Kamek, you don't even get. There's not even Magic Koopas you fight in Mario Brothers Wonder. You don't even get to stomp on Kamek and stop him from casting PlayStation buttons.
Yeah, you get to see Kamek, but like that's really just it.
Yeah.
Kamek cameo.
Now you're making me think of that fucking Rare Game cameo.
Actually, what even is the point of Kamek in this game in the first place? I'm derailing a little bit, but like, I think the wonder effects is just does everything that he does, right?
Right.
I guess maybe enhances. I guess maybe that's what Kamek summons the fucking ships, so that's his role, and I guess. Spoiler for the fucking end credit, real quick. He fucking has to carry Bowser and Bowser Jr. home.
I mean, at any point, every game is just like carrying Bowser away.
Yeah.
My man's got a tough job.
Yeah, man doesn't get paid enough. Man does not get paid enough.
And you know, like, they had other, like... Drybro also brings up another fantastic point. They put in very large piranhas as well as King Boo into the game as well. But so like there's ideas there that could have been other bosses, but like I don't know. At the same time, I love how both the piranha plants and King Boo were implemented. Yoshi didn't get to see King Boo at all because he skipped that world.
But it's a very funny implementation.
Yeah. I mean,
that's all I'm gonna say. I want Yoshi to experience it for himself, but it's really funny. No, you'll play the thing.
I mean, I'm going. I will.
Yeah, but going back to my general thoughts and opinions, I feel like the levels were really good for the most part. There weren't enough of them, though, because if you take out all of the break time and the combat ones, there's only like 60-something levels total.
Yeah.
Which isn't exactly a whole lot. But, yeah, like I said, I do agree that it's a top 3, maybe top 4 Super Mario Bros. Platformer. What would you guys put ahead of it, out of curiosity? I know the obvious ones are Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah, those are the two. I haven't really played Mario World in a long time, so I would have to play it again to really form a more, modern opinion, because I've been playing so many games over the past few years, so many great platformers, like Celeste, Kaze and the Wild Mask, Mario 3D World, that was pretty good, Kirby, some of the Kirby games have been pretty good, so... But probably Mario 3 and maybe... I know it's not the same type of game, but it is a course clear Mario. Maybe 3D World, but I'd have to, play some more Mario and have wonder in my head for for a bit longer to really get a good
I
like,
would not
consensus.
count Super Mario Bros. 3D Land or 3D World as part of the 2D Mario platforming genre.
Yeah, it's their own thing. But
Yeah,
it is.
they're similar, but like I don't know. I would much rather categorize those with 3D Mario. Yoshi, you're trying to say something.
I'm
Go
about to
ahead.
say, like, I feel
Yeah,
that even though
fair.
people were tired of the new Super Mario Bros.
Okay,
series,
okay.
I think the original DS, the first one, was actually pretty fun and actually decent of a game. You know,
Yeah,
brought
yeah.
back the series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what people were tired of was World 1 grass, World 2 desert, World 3 water, World 4 poison, World 5 snow, World 6 rock mountain, World 7 cloud, World 8 lava. They were tired of that, and they were tired of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze came out, Donkey Kong Country Returns came out, and a lot of other great 2D platformers came out that had like great art style, great levels, and all that. And New Super Mario Brothers was doing the same thing they were doing like on the DS and the Wii. Nothing against those games. Like I played New Super Mario Bros. DS, it's good. I haven't played New Super Mario Bros. Wii in a long time, but it's probably gonna be at least good. And then also, of course, New Super Mario Bros. 2 and New Super Mario Bros. U releasing within like a month of each other.
That was hilarious.
God.
Pretty crazy.
God.
So,
Yeah.
on your point, and the thing is, I don't even feel like Super Mario Bros. Wonder really even deviated that much from like their world design, because World 1 is largely grass, and then like.
Well, it's like a.
But like
grass,
the art style makes all the difference in the world.
The art style makes the difference. Yes, it does. The desert, like I will say this: World 4, favorite world in Wonder.
Yeah.
World 4 is my favorite.
World 4
It
was
has
really
it has some of the best levels in the game. It's a desert world that's not like it's a desert world. I think it kind of did the desert theme just a little bit better in some ways than in New Super Mario Bros. U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like there were barely any desert levels. It was just a desert like background aesthetic.
It also didn't feel like a desert world in the first place. There was so much variety with that world. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a World
Not
5
really desert.
stand myself, but
World 5 is pretty good.
I
World 5
think
is-
World 5 just doesn't have enough levels, which is what's unfortunate for it.
World 5, World 3, I don't really care that it was short. I get what they were going for with that.
Yeah.
World 5, that's a crime that it was so short.
Yeah, World 5 definitely needed to be much larger, especially considering it felt like World 6 was like really packed. It was just,
Well,
like,
there
crazy.
were like 8 million badge challenges.
Yeah.
To be fair.
That still makes
To be
like,
fair.
a pretty good difference, though.
What was World
Speaking
2
of
again,
that,
though?
World 2 was
the one in the sky.
like a cloudy mountain.
Yeah.
I think that one
So
was
it
forgettable.
combined Worlds 5 and 7 themes into a World 2 theme.
It was good. So, yeah, I think that just the consensus here is I don't think the game was as long as it needed to be, and there wasn't enough, like, interesting
But-
content in terms of, like, the
Yeah.
bosses and whatnot. But, again, I feel like the art style did wonders for it. And then
It did.
I also think that the enemies being very expressive, and, like, even
Yes!
the simple
Oh my
act
God.
of them looking in your direction and
Yeah,
reacting with like fear when you're about to like jump on them and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, so expressive is this game. It's so good. It's so good. Dude. It's so good.
It's
Yeah,
amazing
that's a
that
lot.
they got away with not doing that for a long time.
Yeah, when you compare the games now, it's like you're like, wow, we've been enjoying this content, we've been eating this content for so long, and we haven't been like complaining about it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the developers of Wonder got inspired by the Mario movie
You'd
to
have
have
to think
characters
so.
be more expressive.
I think
at this
the
point-
game's been in development for as long as the movie was, at least for the last few years. So
Yeah, so you know. But yeah, Mario Wonder's fun. Interesting, I guess, like side topic. I know
Mhm.
some people will be like, "Oh, 2D platformers aren't worth $60." No, any game can be worth any price to somebody. But I will say, for most people, I would say Mario Wonder is definitely worth $60.
I'm glad it wasn't $70. I was expecting like until start pumping up their price.
Yeah! Yeah, Yeah, honestly, I was expecting Mario Wonder to be that $70 like Tears of the Kingdom was, which I still can't believe you were.
I will say this: if the size that the game came out along with its content, I feel like $70 would have been robbery. Like it's not, I'm sorry, it's not a $70 game.
It's not 70, not yet. I think it's worth 60.
I think it's worth. I think a little bit less because it's built on top of what Breath of the Wild was. It's like all the extra ideas they had for Breath of the Wild.
I was talking Mario Wonder, not Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean,
I don't fucking play Zelda too much. So.
I mean, true.
Well, now that you brought up Zelda, let's go ahead and segue into our next topic, which is something that I feel like people have been talking about since the release of Tears of the Kingdom, but I figured we would make this a more broad Zelda topic. So for the next topic, are traditional 3D Zeldas like Ocarina of Time dead with the success of the new Breath of the Wild format? And are 2D Zeldas dead? So let's go ahead and start with 3D Zelda.
Is Zelda dead in general?
Zelda
no,
dead?
Zelda is not dead in general.
She's fucking dead.
I think And I'm an outsider to the Zelda series. I've only played one Zelda game so far. That is Link to the Past. Like one of the big ones everybody raves about. I enjoyed it. I think outside of like remakes, remasters, or like NSO ports, I do think at least for the time being, the traditional lock and key 3D Zelda style it's not dead, but it's being put to rest for a while. Because dead would imply it's never coming back. I think it will come back at some point, because there will be a hankering, like a buildup of like hankering for it after like probably maybe another decade.
Yeah,
or maybe a couple more of the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom style. Like, and Tears of the Kingdom, and Slade, you could correct me if I'm wrong. It has a little bit more of like what some people's complaints with the Breath of the Wild was like. Oh, it's like too like there's not like dungeons.
It does, but like they feel very much like very tiny band-aid solutions to like literal amputations.
Oh.
So like
I feel like this doesn't offer, or at least a style of Breath of the Wild doesn't offer enough for like any other style or other type of Zelda games aside from Breath of the Wild. I feel like they probably should go back to, a more less open worldy type of like thing for newer Zelda games. I think this is fine for how Breath of the Wild is, but like I think it should go to like a newer style or a different type of like gameplay element.
See,
I don't know. Open world Zelda's just like it's never. It doesn't feel like it's nothing to do really. I feel like I like the linearity of like the original ones.
I'm gonna disagree with that take, but
financially, like this is the best the Zelda series has ever been.
Yeah, I mean that's like 2 titles in a row where they're the best-selling Zelda titles.
Yeah, because typically what the Mainline, not the 2D, not the, like the Game Boy or SNES ones, but like N64, GameCube, Wii, those sold like what, like maybe like 5 to 9 million, probably around that.
Yeah, I think Ocarina of Time with all of its like re-releases hit 10 million lifetime, but
yeah. I think what Tears of the Kingdom hit that in like 3 days.
Yeah. So like that's a pretty good point.
But I guess there is a counter argument to that, and like gaming as a whole has gotten bigger since like the 90s and mid 2000s, which is fair.
And the trend with games as well, a lot of them are more about open world, which kind of makes me sad because I feel like people seem to have this idea that more is always better. And
not in the genres that I play, baby. Okay, well not for the most part in the genres that I play. I've played the platform.
And I kind of just disagree with that take overall. So.
But, well, Yoshi, what do you think? What do you think about the is traditional lock and key design 3D Zelda dead?
I don't believe so. I feel like, at least if anything, they gonna hear the complaints of the fans. I still believe that the format doesn't work for things other than Breath of the Wild, but like I feel like they'll do like some type of like merging of the styles in a way, just to
That's what
cater
I'm
to both
hoping
old
for.
and new ones, like how Mario Wonder is kind of doing that with like every style of Mario into one type of thing.
Yeah,
might do that with Zelda.
hell, Wonder had music references to the older games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I disagree with the take that, like, Tears of the Kingdom had, like, nothing to do. And Jay's actually brought up a comment that I wanted to address in the chat, $70 DLC. So, I will say it did suck that they reused Hyrule from Breath of the Wild as, like, the overall, like, open world. But I feel like with how they, like, changed everything with, like, the content and whatnot, it did warrant the purchase of, like, it being, like, a new game. But so I disagree with the DLC allegations. I think the game is very good. I will say I will not play another game in that version of Hyrule. Like, it's great.
Yeah,
I did it twice. I love it.
Yeah.
We need a new world.
Yeah, I think
Like,
even if
just
they
straight up.
continue the open world Zelda, I think they will do a new area. I don't know if it's going to be a new Hyrule or just a new kingdom in general. I think they will get away from current Zelda Hyrule.
I feel like that's what people were assuming they was gonna do, like how the sequel of like Ocarina of Time was like Majora's Mask, but like it wasn't set in Hyrule anymore. It's like, oh yeah, it's using the same assets and everything, but it's gonna be like a brand new game.
Yeah,
know?
wasn't it Clock Town?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Termina. You're thinking of Termina.
Termina.
So the allegations of them reusing the original Hyrule were around since the initial trailer, because you saw that they boosted Hyrule into the sky and whatnot. So I was like, okay, they're going to reuse the original Hyrule, but we didn't know how 1-to-1 the changes would be until the game came out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, I felt like Tears of the Kingdom did a pretty good job, like, implementing the amiibo locked features into, like, actual unlockable rewards in the game. Yeah. With most of them kind of being in the depths area, which I guess we could talk a little bit more in detail about, you know, how they added the depths as well as the Sky Islands. I feel like the implementation of the Sky Islands weren't very good for the most part.
They could have done better with it, honestly. It was like the main selling point, and they did absolutely nothing with it.
Yeah, it's like super bare bones outside of like the areas that lead up to like some of the temples.
Yeah. You mentioned amiibo, by the way.
Yeah.
I have a potential take on amiibo.
Amiibos.
So I think. Obviously, I think we talked about this on the show at some point with the new sets of amiibo that are coming out. I think Tears of the Kingdom ones, the Xenoblade 3 ones, and then Sora finally being an amiibo, which I thought would never happen because Disney, but you know. But I think those are the last amiibo we will ever see.
Oh, so amiibo are just straight up canceled.
Yeah, I think this will. I think this will be the end of Amiibo, and the Switch 2, or the Super Switch, or whatever the hell you want to call the next Nintendo system, or whatever it will be called, will not have Amiibo. Because it seems like more and more lately, Nintendo have A, been announcing Amiibo for games late, and B, like they've been like toning down functionality of Amiibo in most of their bigger titles.
Yeah, Mario Wonder doesn't even have any support for amiibos, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you would have thought, like, oh, the Elephant Mario would just be like.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was pretty stunned to see. We didn't get like Elephant Mario amiibo or something.
We didn't get Elephant Mario. We didn't get the Talking Flower, Prince Florian.
Nobody would have.
I get my Super Mario Wonder cereal amiibo.
Oh my god. God, I still can't believe that was a thing. The Mario Odyssey. It was Odyssey cereal box amiibo.
Mm.
What the hell? How much did Kellogg's get paid?
Probably quite a bit, honestly.
Too much.
But I'm inclined to agree. I actually think we are probably seeing the end of amiibo support.
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy. But
Amiibo lasted longer than those Skylanders and Disney Infinity like Toys to Life games. That genre died real quick.
It makes me sad though a little bit though, because like they could have done a lot more with Amiibos. They just didn't, and then because of that, it's a dying brand.
I guess to be fair, there were a couple points where there was like boats being stuck, labor shortages, or I think like labor strikes.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because wasn't there a story, like, I think it was like, 2018, where there was either like some strike or like some ship got stuck or something?
You're talking about like the one with the canal where that giant ship was like sideways and blocked off the entire canal.
Yeah,
I know what
God.
you're talking about.
I remember seeing all the memes about that.
Oh dear.
How to fix that issue easily.
Yeah, but
That was nuts.
I think we are seeing the end of Amiibo with Sora, which, how fitting, Sora. The Smash Amiibo collectors can finally complete their collection.
Yeah, he's gonna lock that door.
Yeah, true.
So Jay's brought up that Europe gets a lot of cool special edition and bundles of games they don't get. Like there's apparently a Wonder bundle that came with like a flower plushie and some other stuff. I was not even aware of this. This is actually the first time I've been told.
Really? Like
they get the cool stuff.
Yeah, Europe and Japan gets the cool stuff.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah,
it was the same way with Club Nintendo and all that too. They got like these cool little figurines and statues. Like they
yeah,
get the Mario Kart trophies and all that.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. I will look this up.
Yeah,
right
look
now,
that up. That's something I felt like Byron and I would have actually covered here on the channel. Like, actually, that's crazy. That's actually kind of upsetting because, like,
yeah, God.
I'm
not that I would have bought
person.
the special edition. Yeah, not that I would have bought the special edition anyways. Oh yeah. Yeah, it came with some magnets and a flower standee.
Man, dude.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have bought it because the talking, like, I guess we could talk about a little bit about talking flowers. I don't think they were that annoying, actually. I thought they were fine.
I thought they'd be more annoying, but honestly, they didn't have much to say, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they would have had better quips, honestly. They had a couple good ones, but...
They were just there to be like, oh yeah, cool, and then move on.
Yeah, they were just there. They existed.
Yeah, and apparently those bundles all have like steel cases and whatnot too. So it's like, that's kind of crazy. I did not even know we didn't get those versions. But to me personally, I don't really care too much because I wasn't gonna buy them anyway. But
yeah,
like,
Nintendo doesn't do a lot of like collector's editions. Like I know Tears of the Kingdom, I think they did one for.
Yeah,
I mean, they had some cool pre-owned stuff you could have got with the game, like some trading cards from Walmart. I think I remember those.
Now you're making me think of New Super Mario Bros. Wii trading cards. Yeah, those were a thing, and I almost had the full set.
Wait, Mario Bros. Wii? I didn't even know that was.
Yeah, new Super Mario Bros. Wii trading cards. Yeah, those were a thing.
Oh my god, dude! I know with the Mario Sports game trading cards.
Oh
like,
god. You're making... All
right. So back to Zelda.
Yes.
But very good point, Jays. I appreciate you bringing that up because, like I said, we weren't even aware.
Yeah. Yeah. But
all right.
Asked about 3D.
Yeah, so let's talk about 2D. Okay, so my take on 2D Zelda is I feel like 2D Zelda is not dead by any stretch of the imagination, but we're going to be locked into like one release every like 7 to 10 years.
I'm going to disagree with that, actually. I'm going to disagree.
Well, let me hear your take, because I feel like Link's Awakening's remake was actually pretty successful in terms of like commercial sales. So it's like, there's no reason for them to abandon 2D Zelda, in my opinion.
No, I don't think 2D Zelda is abandoned. I think like I think 2D Zelda will be the bridge gap between the major 3D games.
Yeah, see, I agree. That's why I said every 7 to 10 years, because let's be real, we're not getting a new 3D Zelda once every 5 years or whatever. It's going to be like once every like 10 years, maximum.
Yeah, like once per console. Like we're probably not getting the next Zelda till like 2030.
Yeah.
At this rate, maybe 2029.
Well,
if we're lucky.
I guess the fact that they reused so many assets from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, but
they didn't even have the game out for like 7 years. Like, That's pretty telling how long it takes to like develop
Well,
these Zelda titles.
okay. To be fair, that like building system. Oh my god.
Yeah.
How they developed that without the game just shitting itself is beyond me. If it was a
People are
Ubisoft-
like, it's one of the greatest technical marvels of all time. It's actually insane.
Yeah, it's on the Nintendo Switch as well, which is the least powerful of the major consoles out right now. And if it was a Ubisoft game, you'd be seeing compilation videos everywhere. Like back with Black Flag, I think there was some like glitch compilations. You'd be seeing that for Tears of the Kingdom if it was made by Ubisoft. Which, thank God, it's not made by Ubisoft.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Yoshi? What do you think about 2D Zelda?
I will miss it, but like I feel like there's I don't know, like I feel like they have like the same excuse for like F-Zero of that game, with like they probably have like no creativity on what they can do next with the series going forward. Because like the last game was like like Between Worlds, which was just like a remaster, a remake of Link to the Past in a way, with a new coat of paints.
I disagree.
It is, but it also
There's a lot
had new
of
stuff.
different stuff going for it. Like,
Yeah. Like, and F-Zero, like, look, I guess we saw what they could do with F-Zero, but I think that's gonna. It's like, how long will that last in the popular conscience? How long will Nintendo care to keep updating new tracks? Will they add like GBA tracks to F-Zero 99? Will they add these Teleview tracks to F-Zero 99? Will Nintendo actually care about F-Zero again?
I didn't even know
knows?
they were updating F-Zero 99.
No, because they didn't have all the SNES tracks there.
Yeah, they added like
Yeah.
2 or 3
Okay.
for
Yeah, they've
every
been
while.
adding like the cups as they've gone on. People are speculating, oh, maybe we'll get the Satellaview tracks. Maybe we'll get some of the GBA F-Zero
Right.
tracks because it's in that same like art style.
Well, I mean, I think, call me crazy, it might be like drinking the Kool-Aid a bit. I actually think F-Zero is in a better spot than it's been in, obviously, for the past 2 decades.
Oh
I
no,
feel
I'm not gonna disagree with you on that.
With
Oh, wait,
the,
is it because of F-Zero 99?
Yeah, absolutely, it's because of F-Zero.
well, not just that, but like, the next Switch or whatever Nintendo's next console is going to be is obviously going to be quite a bit more powerful than what we have now.
Yeah.
I think it'll be able to handle a modern F-Zero game that could put up to like 30 people in a race, like no problem. So
Yeah,
I
but
think like
will
the idea
they
of a
do
new
that,
F-Zero is like very feasible.
But will they do that? Is the question.
I mean, I feel like they have to do it, especially, well, if they're gonna do it on the new console, they have to do it before they put Mario Kart on the next console, or that's gonna kill F-Zero again.
Mario
Like, one
Kart's
of the
been
first-
killing F-Zero for decades now.
Well, I mean, I think you could like argue that F-Zero could be its own different type of kart racer. They go in this battle royale, direction. So
well, yeah,
because
but,
like,
like-
permanently taking out of races was always a thing in F-Zero. So like,
yeah, well,
they're taking battle
F-Zero
royale
is a
approach
different.
great.
Well, F-Zero is a different type of racing.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
more
but
like
peop-
futuristic racer
Hey,
compared to
Jay's
Mario
in the
Kart, which
chat's
is
like
a
it's not
kart
even a
racer.
kart racer, which I agree.
Yeah,
but-
it's not.
Well-
yeah, it's not even a kart racer. So
Well,
like those two could coexist, but in Nintendo's mind, they can't coexist.
Well, the funny thing
until
is,
now.
people's gonna assume it's gonna. They're not gonna think of it as a kart racer. They're gonna think of it as a racer in general.
Yeah,
They-
which is a little bit wrong because there are different genres of racing. There's your sim racers like
Yeah.
Gran Turismo or Forza Horizon. There's your
Yeah,
kart
but
racers.
the consumer
There's
is not
your
gonna think that though.
Well, the series
I-
sales
I
is why we
think-
stopped getting them, but yeah.
I do think consumers are a bit more smarter than you think in differentiating racing genres.
Yeah. Mario Kart's
Yeah, they
just
are.
an easy comparison to make because they're both the only
They're both
racers
from
Nintendo puts
Nintendo.
out.
They're-
Yeah.
And Mario Kart's like the biggest fucking racing game of all time.
Yeah. Alright, so what
It
were you
literally
saying, Yoshi?
established the genre.
Go ahead, Yoshi.
No, that was it. I had
Okay.
nothing on that.
But
Alright, so back
Yeah,
on like the Zelda topic because we need
Yeah.
to wrap it up. Like I said, I don't think 2D Zelda's dead by any stretch of the imagination. I think if all we get at this point are remakes of like older 2D Zeldas, then they'll be pretty sad. But like, I feel like we'll see a new 2D Zelda title, especially
Yeah.
if you like look at the playbook from what they did with Super Mario RPGs like Remake. How they didn't put the original Super Mario RPG in the eShop, or not
Yeah.
the eShop, SNES like retro arcade thing.
NSO.
Yeah, NSO. Because we already have a Link to the Past, the Oracle games, and all that, and Minish Cap already on NSO, I don't think we'll see like a Link to the Past remake or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like, I think again, it's gonna be like Byron said. In between 3D Zelda titles, they're gonna put in some 2D Zelda in there every now and then. Like I said, it's gonna be a once every like 7 to 10 years title.
It's a change of form. I feel like the next Zelda game is gonna be like a 2D Zelda. I feel.
Yeah.
Same time too.
Yeah, because like, obviously, probably at the next system launch, 3D Mario is like all but guaranteed at this point. Probably multiplayer game like a Mario Party or something that's probably guaranteed at this point, considering ND Cube's 3-year development cycle and the fact that Superstars is never getting DLC.
We're getting a new Superstars game coming soon.
It would have already happened, but
yeah,
for the DLC, that is.
Yeah, for the DLC.
Yeah, Byron, excellent segue. Let's go ahead and go into our next topic, and that is Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. Does the content we currently have out now warrant its purchase?
I would say yes. I would say yes for the expansion pack. You're getting the Mario Kart DLC, which one in every 3 Switch owners has. At this fucking point. So that's worth it probably alone for that. The family plan is the most goated thing about Nintendo Switch Online, to be honest with you, because you can split it with your friends, and you can have either one person pay it or have everybody pay a little bit of it. So that's insane. The retro library is absolutely nuts. You're getting some of the greatest video games of all time in that library. Even though there are some changes that I'd love to see on the NSO app. Get rid of that fucking border, please.
Right.
God!
They should add like new things for that.
Yeah, like why don't they have some of those SNES classic borders? Or give us the option for no borders. Give us the option to be an animal and stretch 4x3 games to 16x9.
Yeah.
Give us those options, please. Let us remap the controls. But I think NSO today, the expansion pack, I think it is worth it. I think it is worth it. It does suck we have to pay for online things, fucking Xbox, but yeah. I think NSO expansion pack today is worth it.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, especially if you're part of a family plan, like I am.
I can't read
go on,
that.
Yoshi.
There's a lot of content to it. It still probably isn't worth it for people who don't like or not interested in retro gaming in general.
Yeah.
Of course, but
yeah.
Aside from that, yeah, it's completely fine. You have a lot of content, a lot of games you can play or go back to. They even added like a rewind feature and everything for that, like not too recently ago. So like, if you're struggling, then they made it even easier for you to beat the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you're subscribed to base NSO, you get some of those cool free new games. F-Zero 99, we just talked about that.
Yeah.
Tetris 99. Wait, we can't talk about that other one because it's dead.
Yeah, it did die, which is pretty unfortunate.
R.I.P. Mario 35.
I agree.
I would say Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one also fucking died, but they're making a new Pac-Man BR, so.
Yeah. Okay, so I agree with Byron that the model at the family play level is like really good. But I don't know individually if it's still like super worth the purchase. I think it's great if you love retro games. And also, not only that, Jay's actually brought up a good point. You also get to play Sega Genesis titles as well, which I think is also really cool.
Yeah, you do get Genesis titles. You also get the online play.
Yes, the online play for those older titles as well.
Which that Sony doesn't do that with their retro games, which is a shame because they have some great retro multiplayer games, but they don't do that. How does Nintendo, the company we trash on for sometimes having the worst online, do online retro games? And for the most part, pretty well actually, from my experience of playing NSO online. How do they do that well, and Sony can't even do online?
Well, the trade-offs is the online connection and servers are absolutely effing terrible. So, like,
Well,
it's like
look,
one of those things where it's like, it's great that they have it, but, like, it's clearly not optimized by any stretch of the imagination.
I will say this. For SNES, I've had a great experience doing 2-player. For GBA, I've had a great experience doing 2-player. GBA for 3-player, I've heard decent things about from some friends who played Kirby Amazing Mirror. N64 4-player, at least for me, at least for the people that I've played it with so far, hasn't worked out the greatest, but I have heard differing things that it works for other people. So
that's really unfortunate too, considering I feel like Mario Party like 2 and 3 are going to see a lot of online play.
Yeah, but again, maybe it was just my internet or the other people in the party's internet that day, so who knows. I've heard mixed things.
I assure you it wasn't.
I still wish to this day that they will at least improve upon it, like little by little, even.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for the next system, even though I guarantee you, they're not going to pull a Sony and up the price by like 20, 30, 40 fucking dollars, by the way.
I need to see that improvement.
They already did it the first time, so I'm sure they
Well,
won't
no, but like, I think they're not going to up it by that much. I think the NSO tiers heading into the next system, I think will only be up by like $5-10 at most. So it'll probably be like 30 for the typical one a year and like what, 70 maybe? What's the current NSO expansion pack? Like 50? If it's 50, it's gonna go up to 60. If it's 60, it's gonna go up to 70.
Yeah,
At most, which it's the cheapest out of the big three.
But it also offers the least as well.
Yeah.
In some aspects, yeah. Well, in a lot of aspects.
So
Sony, get online play for your retro games. That's all I'm saying.
Jays brings up something that I do want to talk about. There's no reason for any game to not support online games, including couch co-op games only. There's fantastic examples of couch co-op games being like playable online. Byron and I just played A Way Out. And
yeah, that game is fucking great. That game ran great online.
Online or offline. And like, I guess we could stick with, the same developer. It Takes Two is also another pretty incredible example of a quote-unquote couch co-op game being played online to an absolutely exceptional level. So, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these couch co-op games should be playable online in today's day and age. I feel like it's almost unacceptable for them to not have it.
Yeah, like, I guess the biggest examples have been a lot of 2D platformers, but that genre, for the most part, really doesn't work online. Sonic Superstars, Mario Wonder, that new Disney, like, no combat Troidvania.
I'm surprised we didn't touch on the multiplayer on Mario Wonder, actually.
I didn't really fucking use it much. I used it to do a few level races, but that was about it, honestly.
I think it's worth doing a playthrough without multiplayer once for Wonder.
Yeah, that's what I.
But it's kind of strange because I like how it's implemented. Because let's be real, multiplayer in Super Mario Maker is an absolute disaster.
God, if you want Mario Maker multiplayer, honestly, go play Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Yes, Ultimate Chicken Horse would be the platform I say they do multiplayer like the best for a platformer.
Yeah, that, and I've heard really good things about a game called Runbow.
Yeah. But that being said, I do think the way they implemented multiplayer and Super Mario Bros. Wonder for online is actually how I would like to see it. Because, like, I like the idea of, like, kind of like a cooperative run without, like, collision and stuff like that. Though, it should always be a toggle. Like,
so basically, Dark Souls plus being in a Discord call. Because that's how Dark Souls does its multiplayer. Well, official multiplayer. There is modded multiplayer.
But I will say the game doesn't feel like it's challenging enough to really warrant that overall.
Well, look, some of those levels fucking kicked my ass.
I mean, the special world levels are the only ones I
haven't even gotten to those yet. Those
that's going to be
super
a treat
kick
when
my
you get
ass.
to that.
Tune in tomorrow to my Twitch channel, or today when this VOD is out. Tune in, watch me get my ass kicked for 3 hours by the special world.
It'll be fun. You'll do fine.
We'll see.
Just get those epic badges. Get the invisible badge and make it even easier.
Oh, fuck that badge. God damn. But I want to segue to a topic we mentioned a little bit earlier. Good old Mario Kart.
Yes.
We have the final wave is on the horizon. Isn't it?
That is
Exciting
right.
stuff, but it's also sad at the same time.
Yeah, it's gonna be sad that we're probably not gonna get any Mario Kart content for like I want to say 4 years ish until they develop a new Mario Kart, maybe even longer.
If, or they just re-release
No.
Mario Kart 8
Byron's
second
gonna
time.
take. No, dear,
No,
Byron's
my
gonna take.
take. I have a take. We're gonna get Mario Kart stuff quicker than you think, Slade.
Mhm.
You're saying 4. I'm saying 2.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
wait.
I'm saying 2.
I will
At-
say this. I
You
do
know about
think
the new
it's
console.
very important for them in the next console's lifespan to get out a new Mario Kart title as quickly as they possibly can.
Yeah, like I don't think it makes it year 1. That's why I keep saying Mario Party is probably going to be the multiplayer game at launch or launch year for the next system because
Yeah.
look at how Mario Party's been doing now lately. It I guess you could consider it a potential sales juggernaut.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I don't
no
know
Mario
how
Kart.
it's
but
gonna
it's
go.
good.
Because Super Mario Party sold like 20 million, and Superstars has sold I think like somewhere in the range of 13 to 15 million. That's huge for Mario Party.
Mhm.
People love Mario Party, and having that at launch or within like the first year or two of launch, like Super Mario Party, stonks.
I'll
go
take
up
it
for
a
Mario
step
Party.
further. They could also make it the pack-in title for the bundle.
Okay, you're
No, I
Nah,
do
for-
think they need a pack-in title like that, though. I think that's one of the reasons
Like-
the Switch was so successful was
well. The
you
Switch
had
didn't
Mario
have.
Kart.
Yeah, but that was like for the holiday.
Yeah,
like-
I think that
Oh,
that's something
yeah,
they
like-
need to do.
I
Maybe
would-
all they released,
Well,
yeah.
I was gonna say probably the 3D Mario would be would be like the big holiday bundle title. But if Mario Party is there like at launch, I could definitely see that one being the big bundle you get for like the kids, and it comes with maybe like an extra controller or whatever.
I mean, that will sell the game, like how it did with Mario Kart.
Yeah, call me
Hey, God.
crazy. I don't think we'll ever see 3D Mario or 3D Zelda as a pack-in sales like title.
It would
Well-
be like a Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
That one
Well,
time.
Like for the holiday period, I could see, because didn't Tears of the Kingdom have a bundle?
Yeah, but
Oh,
like that didn't like the price was obviously higher than buying it
Well,
outright
yeah.
normally. It's not
I
like
guess.
the holiday situation with Mario Kart where you're
guess,
essentially
yeah.
getting the game for free.
I guess, yeah.
It's a different scenario there. But let's
Yeah.
talk about courses because the chat's made some fantastic predictions or like requests that they want. I
Yeah,
want to get
so-
into your guys' predictions for courses.
Wave
Before we do
6.
that, let's talk about what did they show off any of the new courses?
Yes.
Like
so,
one or two.
so we have gotten so obviously in the last wave there are going to be 4 tour tracks. There's 4 tour tracks left.
Yeah.
Madrid Drive, which just got announced for tour like a month or 2 ago, so that's going to be coming up.
Yeah.
There's Rome Avanti, which is the last before Madrid Drive. It was the last wacky course to come to tour.
hmm
That's and then we have 2 Piranha Plant themed original tracks. We have Piranha Plant Cove and Piranha Plant Pipeline. So those are the 4 tour courses. They are essentially confirmed.
Yeah.
And the track we got at the Direct was the return of Daisy Circuit for the
Yes,
Wii.
that's right.
That's one of the 4 retro tracks we're getting. Which,
So, what you're
surprise.
telling me is there's only going to be 3 tracks then.
essentially, yes.
I mean, we also just tie in right now that Rainbow Road is going to be a guaranteed slot there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. So we Rainbow
Yeah.
Road then is that
Yeah,
the
which
take?
I will say this. Oh my god, Mario Kart, we got way too many tracks in this booster course pack.
They got way too many characters, dude. They got every Mario
Okay,
Kart Wii
okay,
characters in the
okay.
game now.
I mean, guys, that's like the melee of Mario Kart, though. You knew it was going to get a
guess.
lot of attention.
So my buddy Freezy Pop actually had found a pretty fun fact about the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe roster. Every Double Dash character is in it except Paratroopa.
Rip Paratroopa.
Yeah,
The
R.I.P.
Paratroopa is
R.I.P.
dead.
Paratroopa. But yeah, so Slade, what does the chat have for their like hopes and dreams for tracks?
So Dry Bro, and I actually agree with this. This is my most requested course. SNES Bowser Castle 3 is one that I really hope would come back.
Yeah, like that one got like a glow up and like an essential remake and tour, so I think it has a pretty good chance. And plus, like, have a Rainbow Road course with a Bowser Castle course.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay's brought up DS Airship Fortress, which I think is also another course that would be really good.
I would love it. My heart says yes. My gut says no for that one.
Yeah.
I mean, they always ported DS airships to like any like handheld console.
They ported it to the handhelds, and they ported it to tour.
The Switch is a handheld.
An actual console.
Yeah,
Switch is a handheld.
I guess, but it's also a.
So
I would pop off huge for Airship Fortress. That is probably my favorite Mario Kart DS track, but I don't see it getting.
I think that's like the most popular one that's like left though, right?
It's pretty popular. I know Toad's Factory is a popular one, but it's another fucking Mario Kart
Wii course. Yep.
I don't think they're gonna get another Wii one.
No, I think I'm surprised Daisy Circuit even came here. But...
Yeah, I want Wario Stadium from Mario Kart 64. It'll never happen, but that's the one I want.
The literal last N64 track that needs to be remade ever.
See, I grew up a lot more with Double Dash, and I kind of want to see either Wario Coliseum or Bowser Castle from that game.
I am fucking surprised that track, Wario Coliseum, was never in consideration for 8 in general. Considering its gimmick is anti-gravity.
It works the best.
Yes!
Like every aspect of the track works for Mario Kart 8.
And it's not a missed opportunity of a lifetime.
See, Dry Bros with another base takes. I was actually just about to say this. Mushroom Bridge would be what I'd really have liked to see.
Bridge?
Yeah.
I like Mushroom Bridge. It's a good course.
It's a good course, yeah. But I mean, I'd rather have that than what the fuck we got from DS. That I got ported to the game.
Shroom Ridge.
Shroom Ridge, yeah.
I think that replaced Mushroom Bridge.
Yeah, I agree. It sucks, but that was what I was gonna bring up for sure.
Yeah. Any tracks you want to see, Yoshi, in Wave 6?
I had to say the 2, but there was another one that was missing in Mario Kart Double Dash. There was like a street level, that night street level.
Oh, Mushroom City.
Mushroom City was like.
Yeah, I think that was lame.
That was kind of fake. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't really care too much for Mushroom City.
But I think like that's not happening because we already got a city track.
Yeah, we had
Moonview Highway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Well, Gelato Beach isn't in not Gelato Beach. I'm sorry, what's the Peaches? Yeah.
Peach. Like, but that's a basic course. I would think, since it's the last wave, they're gonna pick some of the like Star Cup, Special Cup.
What's those Mii tracks from Mario Kart 7? The
the Maka Woohoo and Woohoo. Yeah, I would love to see those.
Yeah,
I
don't think either of them are in tour though.
Unfortunately.
Or maybe one of them is in tour.
You know what? Yeah, right. I think it was in tour too. True.
yeah. You do have to think about that because back to my point about we're probably getting Mario Kart quicker than you think. I don't think a lot of people worked on the booster course pass because it seems like not necessarily a port job, but like it's mostly a port job with some touch-ups that probably a skeleton crew could be on while the main team works on the next Mario Kart. And no, they're not working on ARMS 2. No, get that out of your heads. ARMS 2 is not happening. ARMS was a flop.
Well, they got mid-minute Smash though. Like there's still hope for ARMS to have a sequel.
Yeah, but ARMS and Smash Ultimate were developed at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I also think that was just a way to put in an interesting first-party character that had their own unique gimmick.
That's true. And it did have a unique gimmick. For sure. Also, none. Oh yeah. No, none of the fucking Mii courses were in Mario Kart Tour. Damn. That's a little sad.
Yeah.
Maka Woohoo and Woohoo Loop were not in Mario Kart 2.
Oh, sorry, I got cut off there for a bit.
All right, so move on to another topic then. All right, so this is one that I feel like people beat to death, but I guess we'll talk about it. Is the mainline series Pokemon titles in their quality? Is the series just straight up doomed at this point?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about a different topic. I'm gonna go get me a drink while you two start the discussion because I don't fucking play Pokemon.
Okay. Well, doomed for its fan base and the style, no, and sales, no as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
They will sell us a plate of shit, and we will happily eat it. Or at least for the most Pokemon.
Most Pokemon fans will eat it. I'm not buying anymore.
I've already gave up on buying any newer Pokemon games. But as much as I don't like the quality they keep offering nowadays, they're not going to stop. They don't care. It's making them money, so
see,
they have no reason to stop.
That was initially my take, but I will say they did come out with a public apology for the quality of Scarlet and Violet, which they never do that for any video game ever. Like, I know it's like the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, Game Freak, it's all like they're different companies or whatever. I don't know. I'm somewhat optimistic for the future of Pokemon just because I feel like they can't have the best-selling franchise on their platforms continue to have terrible quality games simply because... Go ahead, Byron.
Yeah, highest grossing media franchise, by the way.
Yeah, but...
Of all time. Of all time, over Disney, over Hello Kitty, over Marvel.
Yeah, so the reason why I don't think they could continue to let the quality, at the very least, in terms of like FPS issues and like all that, continue to tank into like the crapper, so to speak, is because that's gonna create a lot of like word of mouth. Because you gotta remember, it's mostly kids that play Pokemon and parents who buy them for their kids. If the kids are like, wow, this game's terrible, then, you know, that's going to spread around and that's not going to impact their future, like, very well. So, like...
Yeah. But at the same time, it's kids, though. So we already know they're going to eat it up. They don't care.
You think so, anyway.
They're not, like, highly, like, you know... They won't like, pinpoint what's so bad about it. They'll see the glitches as, like, or bugs as, like, a fun little, you know... quality of the game.
Bethesda think it's a feature.
Love now. But, okay, so I guess I have a take about Pokemon.
Okay.
Just in general, from an outsider's perspective, I am surprised. And correct me if I'm wrong, you two. I think it was Gen 5 that did only the Pokemon in this region are available in the game thing.
Yes.
Right?
That is correct. It was also very criticized because of that.
I think they should have stuck with that, to be honest.
Then
we wouldn't have gotten fucking Dexit.
Also,
and all that ridiculousness.
I mean, Gen 5 planted the seed for that.
Yeah. I don't know. I disagree with that take because I do think if the new designs of Pokemon don't resonate with people, then, like, they want to use some of their, like, old favorites and whatnot.
I guess, but it's Pokemon. People are gonna keep fucking buying it.
I mean, that's true. At this point, there's no evidence to the contrary.
Like, the jaded fans keep buying it. And I'm like, if you don't like it, go support some of the other Pokemon-like games or play ROM.
What other Pokemon-like games are there? Like, Digimon is, like, closest to being it. That's not really the same thing.
Well, there's some coming from indies.
Yeah, like the one where they have guns and they kill each other.
No, not that one. Not that one.
What was the other one? Temtem or something like that?
Temtem was one. I think Koromon was another one. I know some people have suggested, hey, play Shin Megami Tensei.
Honestly, yeah. Play SMT or Persona.
Yeah. That's my outsider opinion. On at least like that side.
I do think that like people need to like actually start voting with their wallet a bit more, but like it kind of sucks when you see like boycotts work for so many other like industries out there. But like Pokemon's Scarlet Violet's quote unquote boycott ended up making it the second best-selling title since Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow.
Yeah, because like they sparked a split in the community, and now there's people who like, all right, cool. People hate this game. I'm gonna play it now because I'm gonna spite them.
Well, plus the majority audience is, or at least the majority consumer audience is probably just kids like the Pokemon anime and cards and whatever, and they want to get the games. and that's an all ever evolving wheel of like generations, and some will stick with Pokemon, like you two and some other people. Like they'll stick with Pokemon for years and years and years and years. Even with all the
Jay states boycotts never work. So that's true of video gaming. That's actually not true when it comes to like food products and restaurants and stuff like that. Boycotts historically are very successful when it comes to that kind of stuff. But
look, they've worked in video games sparingly. I remember like what was it? Fucking EA Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 was an example where it worked, but like it's very
it doesn't happen too often in the gaming space anyway.
Yeah, but
okay,
why can't we get together and just fix things?
I got you, Jace,
like we did the movie.
But like, I know there was an interview recently. I don't remember from what site, but it was like one of the heads of Pokemon were like, yeah, we want to try to slow down stuff, slow down like the big Pokemon train, so the games have more time to cook or whatever.
Yeah, give the game some time to cook.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. I think there was an article that came out where somebody interviewed them, and they stated that they were discussing internally whether they would take the Call of Duty approach and have multiple studios working on, Pokemon titles, which they kind of did with the Diamond and Pearl remakes by outsourcing. Yeah, but
people didn't like. But a lot of people didn't like those.
Well, that's because they didn't give that game any time to cook either. And honestly, real talk, 90% of what people hate about BDSP, outside of, the chibi, like, art style or whatever, are problems people had with Diamond and Pearl. Like, let's be real, Diamond and Pearl were not good. And Platinum is the title that everyone remembers super fondly when they talk about, Gen 4.
But that's the problem. They didn't think it. They just thought Gen 4 in general. They didn't think about Platinum specifically.
Yeah.
They just like Diamond and Pearl. They like the whole thing.
Yeah. So like, I feel like BDSP were always in positions to like fail because they weren't going to ever implement the changes that Platinum made to the original two games.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I think the funny thing with Pokemon in general, I don't think like the anime or the card games are caught up to Scarlet and Violet.
Well,
I think they are
the
now.
Anime series.
Oh, they are now, but they weren't at launch. Which is like what I thought the big reason, like, oh, you gotta have the games come out in November, so like the merchandise and the cards and the anime. But apparently that wasn't the case. I'm like, you could have given them a little more time. But,
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
I was just about to say before we switch. I'm about to say like the reason because of like the Gen 4 remakes and all that, people stopped asking for remakes now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're like, oh no, we don't want a Gen 5 remake, even though it's inevitable. Also, wait, aren't we coming up on like a big Pokemon anniversary soon? Ish.
I do believe so.
Like what, 2020? Like what, 2026 is going to be like what, the
30-year anniversary? Yeah.
30 year. I guarantee you that's going to be the year Gen 10 comes out.
Let's get the 4th Gen 1 remakes.
Yeah, as if Scarlet and Violet wasn't just red and blue, but in different names.
Yep, let's.
Oh, that would be fucking hilarious.
People would be so mad if they remade Gen 1 again. Like,
they would.
Oh
no,
my!
But they would buy,
dude.
The salt would be incredible.
They would buy it,
but like that's what people want though. They know people want it, but they don't want it. They don't want it, but they really want it though.
Yeah, like
why did Let's Go did so well?
I think.
Why did Scarlet and Violet just like suck off Charizard?
I'm surprised they won't do like a Let's Go Gen 2 game because you could put Gen 1 in that game. So it's
like
they don't know who could be like the star. So they do Pikachu and Eevee again because that's the only main. There's no Gen 2 stars.
Yeah, no, you could do Let's Go Togepi and like or hell, don't even do 2 versions. Just do Let's Go Johto.
Well, no, they would do two.
Well, yeah.
They should only do one version. That's my hot
They
take. Like
got
Pokemon,
Johto.
there should only be one version of each Pokemon game, but they're gonna do two.
Vulcan
it
in the
sells.
chat. They're gonna give us Let's Go Johto and cut out Johto.
Oh my god,
That's amazing.
that would be funny.
Just
Oh,
get
that's
straight to
funny.
the updated Kanto.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we're going to do two more topics and then we're going to call it. For the next topic, we're going to talk about the Mario RPG remakes coming out. And is Paper Mario the way we want it officially back, baby? Are we back?
Sales will tell the story.
Or is it folding under the pressure?
Yeah, which will sell more? Actually, I'm gonna throw the question to you two. Which of the two do you think will sell more? Mario RPG or TTYD?
Alrighty, so going into some specifics, because you guys got to keep in mind, these are also coming at the very end of the Switch's lifespan.
Yes.
And there are going to be very few competitors for these games out there in terms of like Switch titles aside from themselves.
Yeah.
You also have to consider when those games are being released. So Super Mario RPG coming out during the holiday season is going to be it's going to be a very large boon for it. I think that's something that's going to hurt the Thousand Year Door in terms of sales. But I do think the Thousand Year Door is going to get more quote-unquote core gamer interest than Super Mario RPG. I don't know. It's kind of hard to gauge the very casual market compared to like the core gaming market. My prediction is I think Super Mario RPG is going to have more sales, but it's not going to be by a whole lot.
Yeah.
I kind of agree at the same time. It's first because RPG is coming out first, and people's already hyped for it.
Yes.
They also announced that they're way too soon at the same time. I mean, people's excited for it, but like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like,
I think they could have waited till February, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're killing the hype for it already.
Yeah, but then like what? But then there's also like, oh, what could they have announced at like the September Direct? And I'm like, the Peach game. Because that got announced a couple months too early, in my opinion. Because we didn't get gameplay for that Peach game.
Yeah.
Until so like and like the Peach game hype got fucking destroyed. By TTYD HD, baby. Yeah. Like,
the Peach game to me is pretty unfortunate because its initial announcement was like sandwiched in between the Super RPG remake and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So like nobody's going to talk about it. Plus it was like a tech demo at best.
Yeah, like
when they shut it off. And then the TTYD remake is just absolutely curb stomped its grave. So
they should have announced that Peach game in September to have like I think it's a March release, I think. Yeah, pretty sure it's in March.
Okay, James has a question. Should I play Super Mario RPG before the remake? I think it is worth the playthrough of Super Mario RPG before the remake, especially considering, like, it is going to be 1-to-1 in terms of, like, the story and whatnot, but I feel like it'll be interesting to see how much they changed the game from the original. And
that's much you're gonna get from doing that, though.
I don't feel like you have to. I feel like that's something that's, like, it's a personal decision. I feel like we're at the best timeline where you don't have to play the original now. You could just play the remake and you're getting the total experience. It's going to be great.
Yeah, like I would say if you're Jay's, I don't know if you've ever played Super Mario RPG. I assume you have. If you have, I'd probably just say like just wait till the remake comes out, honestly. That would be my call, cuz like it is a 1-to-1 remake and they're adding new stuff. Though I don't know how substantial the new stuff will be. Obviously, there's the boss rematches.
That's already huge in itself, in my opinion. And like,
fair.
She's
gonna say something.
No, I was agreeing with that, but I'm just saying, like, if you're just gonna judge, you're only just gonna be doing, so it's gonna be comparing the two games, and that's it. If you want to just get the experience, you should just wait till the new one.
Yeah, wait till.
I mean, if you want the music, then you can play the new one too.
Cause you have what I think should be a gold standard for all like remakes is the new music and the old music as a toggleable option. Mario Party Superstars does that.
Right.
Not for mini games though, unfortunately.
Well, not for minigames, which is a weird decision, but
No, that was definitely one of the coolest things they announced for Super RPG Remake was being able to switch between the two tracks. I think that's really fantastic. Oh my gosh, I just cannot stop gushing over Super Mario RPG. I love the game so much. Everything about the remake is just so amazing from what I can see. Like,
I'm looking forward to the Slade streams.
Yes, I cannot
I
get
will
it.
100%
analyze
expect you to
everything.
stream it, Slade. 100% expect.
I'm coming to you with a review of the game, even though I'll be playing it myself.
Yeah, absolutely. And going more on like the Super RPG like content stuff, we already know they didn't cut the Helix fight. 'Cause that was the biggest concern for me coming into the game was were they going to cut the Helix fight, because like it kind of was like a Square Enix kind of like representative thing in the original game, where like they were tackling the idea of a 2D sprite in a 3D Mario game, which is the whole gimmick of like that fight to begin with. But
Will he be a
they
sprite
showed
here?
off. Yeah, I hope he's a sprite, and they keep true to the original. We already know they're redoing a lot of the dialogue.
Yeah.
We don't know how much. Again, I really hope they keep the Bruce Lee reference. I hope they.
I think people found out that reference is gone.
Yeah, it's being based off the Japanese
gone,
version.
which makes me very sad.
Yeah.
Like they're fixing all the names and everything too from the English version. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, even then, even if they do cut out like a lot of the original dialogue, I still think the remake's going to be fantastic. So, I don't know. Back on the original question, should you play Super RPG beforehand? Possibly. I think it's going to be worth playing both at some point anyway.
I would say right now.
But right now, the answer is no.
Probably not. Probably not unless you just like the look of the SNES version better.
Stronger version of Helix, comment from November Joy. Oh my god, that would be terrifying.
God! Oh, wait, there are boss rematches. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, would they do that for like extra boxes like Jinx?
Yes.
And
yes.
like
I
Helix
feel like
and all
they
that.
would. I feel like they would.
Oh my gosh, a Helix! Like the thing is, like Helix is like really difficult if you elect to not throw the lazy shell on Peach, which is like great. Imagine being like an extreme version of Helix. Oh my god, that's gonna be great.
On the topic of Helix too, I know you guys are expecting him to be like a retro sprite or something like that, but I kind of want to see them just take it a step further and make them like in the style of like how the new Final Fantasy games are like so bright and massively shiny. And all that. I want them to
style.
go even further.
Oh my god, that would be so cool. Like Octopath, like lighting for Helix and whatnot, but he's still a sprite. And then you're fighting the Super Mario RPG characters.
HD 2D versus modern 3D design.
That would be so nuts. Oh my
Final
gosh.
Fantasy 7 remaster.
Well, because they're still doing that like Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D.
PS1 3D. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool too.
PS1 3D would be very cool.
Yeah.
That would be very comical.
That would be sick nasty.
Yeah, but then obviously on the other side of the coin, of the RPG coin, we have the TTYD.
Yeah, I'll talk about TTYD.
What? I don't think it's a remake. It feels more like a remaster.
It's a remaster.
Yeah, TTYD is going to be very one-to-one, where our Mario RPG has a lot of like redone stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I wish, or I hope that they kind of add more to Thousand Year Door. There are like some issues with that game that could easily be
too much fucking backtracking.
That's not change, baby.
I know that's not gonna change, but that's my biggest issue with TTYD.
I feel that's not the biggest issue because Paper Mario in general has a lot of backtracking. Like every game has backtracking, but Sticker Star does it worse.
You didn't have to backtrack that much in OG Paper Mario.
Yeah. It's a TTYD issue for sure.
To unlock the fucking chapter.
Well, that's OG, but like think of every game after Thousand Year Door. They get even worse.
I haven't really played most of the games after Paper Mario TT. I played Super Paper Mario, but that was like a decade and a half ago at this point.
that was terrible. Right, now Super Mario has some decently bad backtracking too.
Yeah. I mean, it's a product of the time for sure, when games had to pad out their play times and whatnot. So, like, do you guys think there will be additional content TTYD? Because I personally don't think there will be.
There's already, I guess, a new Toad NPC in the Glitz, in Glitzville.
I know what you're talking about.
That's just a new style,
Yeah.
so they just add in.
I guess, but I don't think they will add too much new to it.
Nah.
Because this seems like a remaster rather than a remake, like the Mario RPG remake is a remake.
I think the Mario RPG remake is a straight up bona fide remake, where like TTYD is very much a one-to-one remaster with a lot of, nice quality of life features.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
November Joy asked if any of the bugs will remain. Going into like speedrunner like stuff a little bit.
No.
I think they're all getting patched out. I don't think you'll see HRG. I don't think you'll see the out of bounds stuff. But like, it's gonna suck because that means you're not gonna see prologue pit or chapter 1 pit or like any of the like really interesting like challenges that you would get out of like Paper Mario TTYD playthroughs and whatnot.
Yeah.
I feel like there will be like newer ways though. They will find a way. They always do.
Like we talked about earlier, someone just found a glitch with Mario Wonder.
Yeah. I mean, people will have to like really tear the game apart, but I think the way they are in their current format are gonna get patched out. I especially feel like HRG is gonna get the axe, which that's the one that I wish they wouldn't axe, but that's probably like the most notorious like glitch they have.
Well, the problem with these is because none of these glitches or bugs were ever intended, so they're going to fix it because they never assumed it was a feature in the first place.
What the fuck is an HRG?
Hazard respawn glitch. So I guess we're doing this on the podcast. So hazard respawn glitch is a glitch where whenever Mario enters a room, if he has not touched the ground for more than 1 frame, then the room has a default spawn for Mario whenever he touches a hazard. So, for example, when you walk into a room, you could jump immediately on the first frame, and Mario's registered location is in the center of the room until he is on the floor for more than 2 frames. So, if you do multiple frame perfect jumps into a hazard, then Mario will essentially teleport to wherever the center of the room is. So HRG is used to skip the blooper boss fight. Go to chapter 1 immediately. It's also used to get to the left side of Rogue Port very early as well.
Okay. I was just like, what the fuck?
The more you know, podcast.
The more you know. And I think one other thing that I remember was a talking point for a little bit on like social media and stuff was like, what frame rate will the TTYD remaster be in, 60 or 30, and how will that affect Super Cards?
I thought it was shown in 60. Am I crazy?
Maybe. I think the video was 60.
I feel it's gonna play in 60.
I feel like it's gonna be 60. The original was 60, right?
Yeah, the original was 60.
It's gonna be 60.
That would be a dumb move to drop it to 30, because it doesn't look like it's a graphically intensive game.
Yeah, I would say like Super RPG has a higher likelihood of being 30 FPS than like.
But even then, I think that's probably going to be 60.
Yes. I think it's going to be 60. It's going to be 60. There's absolutely zero shot that he's 30.
Yeah. Yeah, but hey, RPG fans, R.I.P. Mario and Luigi, but
yeah. Okay, so
other RPG fans, you're eating.
Yeah, are we back? So like, is traditional turn-based Mario RPGs back?
Like I said, sales will indicate that. That is of my opinion. If the sales are at a good enough level for Nintendo, they are back. If not, you had your chance to show off, and I think Mario RPG at least will do relatively well, because even though like it's gonna get a little bit hurt by like obviously Mario Wonder existing, just in general, just being another Mario game, being like the 2D platformer after like a decade, I still think Mario RPG will do relatively well.
I'm still predicting 5 million units sold. And
You're
I
predicting a
think
little
it's
too
gonna
high,
be,
sir.
If that happens, then yeah, we're 100% back.
I'm thinking like Metroid Dread, like 3 million levels.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the opposite boat. Well, not in the opposite boat, but like I feel even if it does well or it doesn't do well, I don't know what they can do after Dow's Ear Door, you know, or any of the RPGs. Like I'm not sure if they want to go back or forward with the series, or just stick with.
Because Paper Mario is gonna do whatever the hell modern Paper Mario is gonna do at this point.
Yeah, I would think so, but I do feel like there is a void to fill in terms because Mario and Luigi's dead, like Byron said. So
Yeah,
I
and-
do feel like there is that void for, the timed hits based turn-based combat to come back.
And I think I may have said this on an episode before, maybe when we talked about the direct with Matt, Mr. Toad Slade. But I think the death of Mario and Luigi caused both of these games to be in development, caused them to exist into the world, in my opinion. Because like the timeline would fit. The timeline would about fit. Like when those two games would be greenlit.
I know
for
remastered TTYD also was a hashtag that really took off as well.
Yeah.
So like, obviously
I don't know how much
there's
that
fan
influenced
demand.
it, but it probably influenced it a tiny bit. But
Well,
I think
at least they knew
I
their
do
demand
think,
for the game.
yeah, like, and I think with Alpha Dream dying, they didn't have a traditional Mario RPG, so it's like,
I mean, I just say that I don't think they care because they still consider like the newer Paper Mario games as an RPG, even though it's a puzzle game or action.
Yeah,
RPG.
like you said, they're more puzzle games, but I don't know. Like I said, I think we're 100% back in a good way. It will remain to be seen whether or not it's Paper Mario or, like Jay said, Super Mario RPG 2. Somehow, I doubt that, even though I was very optimistic in my initial video. Because Square Enix is working on the remake. So they do have Square Enix on board.
Okay, I was about to say, like, is they even involved with it?
Yeah, Slade had a hot theory for a while that
Nintendo
one of
bought
them
the
anyways,
rights, but
yeah,
that
Nintendo
ended
bought
up
the
being
rights.
reeled back in. Because they didn't credit Square Enix for it for, like, the longest time until after the second presentation. So, like, it was, like, a real, like, suspicion that, like, is Square Enix just straight up not involved?
But maybe if Mario RPG does well enough, and obviously Square's financials aren't great. I think they recently had a quarter.
Square isn't the struggle bus right now.
Yeah, God, like they had a quarter I think recently where they like had like 30% losses or something.
I'm pretty sure their most successful franchise right now is Octopath, and that is not good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Final Fantasy 16 also did pretty well, which is great.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 did good, like at the minimum level of their expectations, but they wanted it to do a bit better.
Yeah, but the fact that they put all that money into Forspoken and then like the game just completely and totally face flopped.
That and releasing like 7 fucking AA games in like 4 months.
Yeah,
they gonna let Final Fantasy 7 remaster carry them.
Well, then even
Dragon Quest 12 is gonna carry.
Yeah, even then, like their AA titles were also flopping like crazy. That's why I was like,
well, yeah, because they didn't market them, and they released 7 of them in like 3 months.
That's why I said, like, literally Octopath was their only quote-unquote financial success earlier this year, which is
that's
crazy.
a sad thing, too.
That's why I said that's not good. That is not good.
Like, I think if this remake does well enough, I think maybe Square Enix and Nintendo are gonna get back into the bed a little bit and maybe do another Mario RPG or something.
I certainly hope so. I feel like and this is a hot take because again I love Paper Mario and all that, but I do think Mario RPGs are at their best when Square's involved. Again, I love Paper Mario and TTYD, and honestly, either timeline where like if Paper Mario comes back to what it originally was would be considered a win for me. But like, I don't know.
You just want a good Mario RPG.
Yes. That's
Square Enix is good at helping people make RPGs, but they're not good at making RPGs themselves.
Well, another reason why I think we're back in a big way is because you had a very similar indie title that came out that was very successful in Sea of Stars.
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot about that game actually. Yeah, didn't it cross like a million?
Yeah, it's the combat is Super Mario RPG. The music and the story format essentially like some kind of weird rip of Chrono Trigger. It's not like one-to-one with Chrono Trigger. It's its own thing, but like there is a time travel like aspect to it. Yeah, Sea of Stars is an absolutely incredible game, and I think Super RPG was their biggest inspiration for the game, considering that the combat's 100% timed hits, timed blocks, and like unique specials. It's honestly, to me, kind of like a combination of Super Mario RPG and the Mario and Luigi games.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic. If you guys have not played Sea of Stars, 100 billion% would recommend it. To me, it's my favorite RPG that's come out this year. By far.
Well, it's gonna be your favorite until
maybe. Honestly, Sea of Stars was so good that depending on like the Super RPG remake, it still might end up being my favorite RPG to come out this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Sea of Stars is really good.
Yeah. So Slade, what's our last topic?
And the final topic, and probably the one we're going to spend the least amount of time on, because we actually have been live for a little over an hour and a half, which is crazy. The Game Awards. So I guess we can do some predictions.
What's the big one? What is the
We always cover the Game Awards here on the channel, and I figured we've never actually done a prediction of what games would be up for the award. But I guess it's not just a chance to talk about Game Awards predictions, but also talk about just how incredible games have been this year, because like we've had a very, very strong 2023.
Well,
in my opinion.
I've only played. Look, I know Slade. I don't know if this has been said publicly. I know we talked about it. You were dedicating this year to primarily playing new games.
That's right.
I did get you to play A Way Out for my channel.
Yeah.
So that was probably one of your few retro games for the year.
Retro.
I'm the complete. Well, okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Keep going.
Older games. I have been literally the exact opposite, because I've only played one brand new release game this year, and that's Mario Wonder. But even that aside, even me spending like most of my time playing like 2021, 2022 games, older games, it has been quite the year for gaming as a whole. Hi-Fi Rush, fucking FF16, Armored Core shocked people. Hi-Fi Rush, that one was a hell of a game.
Yeah,
Sea of Stars, Tears of the Kingdom,
Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4
Resident 4, Street Fighter 6.
The big one that's probably going to win, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3, yeah, that's a big one. But you know what? Slade, let's start with you. What do you think are going to be the 6 that get nominated for Keeley's Game of the Year?
So, this is actually really hard, because I feel like I can name 4 games off that are going to be there guaranteed no matter what. And I feel like the other 2 are going to be the really tricky ones, because there's a lot of really good titles, but I feel like there's such a gap for these 4 titles I'm going to name off compared to like the other 2 that like the other 2, it's up in the air. It could literally be anything. So obviously we're going to see Baldur's Gate 3. To me, that's the game of the year. It's not even remotely competitive or close. Like, people have already put it in the GOAT conversation. Like, there's no way it's not there. Obviously, you have Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I think that is a 110% like given. It's going to be there like no matter what. Super Mario Bros. Wonder to me is guaranteed to be there no matter what as well. At first, I initially thought that we weren't going to see it there, but you know, reviewers have received the game extremely well compared to most other games this year.
I think it's gonna be like loaded early. I mean, I think it's a little too early for the game though, right? We only have like 2 months.
No, typically speaking, the end of November is where they cut off like the awards for like in terms of like whether it qualifies or not. Wonder's going to be there 100%. Like it's almost not debatable. And then to me, that 4th game is Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the 4 games.
Big Sony game.
You can pen them in right now. They're there no matter what.
I will agree with you on those 4.
Now, I want to pen in Resident Evil 4 remake as well. I don't think it gets in there. To me, it's just there's not really a whole lot of games that have like reach those like 90 or 4.5 out of like 5 like score games. I think it gets in, but it doesn't win. But like, I feel like
if it was,
go ahead.
If it was any other year, it would be in, even though I don't think it should. But any other year besides this year, with the games that have come out, I think it would have a better shot of at least being in.
Well, let me compare it to some other titles, because Hi-Fi Rush is one that I think is a very deserving title to make it in. But I feel... Go ahead, Yoshi.
No, I was about to say, when did Hi-Fi, or I keep calling it Hi-Fi, how did Hi-Fi Rush come out?
That was like January.
January, early February. It was a pretty much shadow dropped game out of nowhere. And
it was shadow dropped. Yeah, it was shadow dropped at the Xbox Developer Direct.
Yeah, and to me, it saved the video gaming of the beginning of the year, because everyone was just like, Forspoken, like, effing really sucks. Like, bad. And, like, there's, like, it just came out of nowhere. It's a great game.
Yeah.
Like, it's fantastic. But I don't know, with it being, like, quote-unquote hack and slash, I feel like those games never really get the respect they deserve. I mean, Devil May Cry 5 didn't get up for, like, the awarded. That's, like, one of the best, that's, like, the best hack and slash game ever. Like, it's competitive for it. So it's, like, the genre just doesn't get any respect. So, like, I don't know. I feel like it should be up there, but I don't think it will.
There's a game. I feel like maybe it hasn't always happened, but I feel like there's always one controversial, like, nomination that shouldn't be up there, but is up there. Here's the game I think fits that bill. Starfield.
Yes, I was about to bring up Starfield.
It wasn't. It really, I think, to the shock of a lot of people, didn't really like get the buzz that it did. That it would normally. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let Yoshi go ahead and go before I start talking about Starfield.
You guys took almost all the fucking answers.
Well, I mean, give us your thoughts on like some of your answers. I'm curious.
Yeah, man, dude. I was. I don't know. I guess Wonder being there, I guess it could be like the best family game. Zelda is definitely up there. As much as I feel like it doesn't deserve to be, kind of personal opinion, but like I feel like overall it's going to be a Game of the War game. People were anticipating the game for as long as it's been in development.
Starfield.
Starfield.
Yeah.
I don't think I have too much of an opinion on Starfield though. I don't think I've seen too much on that. That's like the only game I haven't seen too much of is Starfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Fallout in space.
Yeah, it is.
It really is Fallout in space.
The problem is a lot of the worlds are AI generated, and
not AI. Procedurally
generated. I'm sorry. What's the difference, really? Like, it still sucks.
The difference is a human is generating it as opposed to an AI.
Yeah, but I don't
Unbelievable.
know. I just don't think Starfield is very good for the most part. But like, at the same time, you either really love it or really hate it. It's definitely a very divisive game. So, like, I think that Starfield's going to be up there for sure. But
because I feel like there's gonna be one Xbox.
Yeah, I feel
nomination.
Like it's a big three kind of thing.
Even though obviously they had Redfall, which is
yeah.
That's all that needs to be said about that game. There was obviously Hi-Fi Rush, but it might be too quote indie.
Yeah, if it were up to me, if they had to put any like Xbox title up there, Hi-Fi Rush would be the one I would 100% like. They need to back this and market this, because this game was actually really good.
I think because of the Game Awards, they're probably gonna start boosting it up a lot more if it like
potentially. If it gets nominated. It probably would have sold better if it actually had marketing, like Metroid Prime Remaster. Maybe that would have sold better if it actually had marketing.
I mean, it did sell well, though. That's the thing.
It sold at like 1 million copies, but that's Metroid.
For Metroid, that's
Metroid.
Right.
That's for
Metroid, that's the standard. It's like 1 million.
They made that game just for the Metroid fans. They didn't advertise that shit at all.
Well, look, they did drop it during a direct, but I do feel like that and like Hi-Fi Rush could have used at least a little bit of a market.
I feel like it's probably got at least 1.5 at this point. We don't know for sure.
Probably. Yeah, we don't know for sure, but
I'm pretty sure that 1 million mark came within the first quarter of its release, so like we don't know
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, and Nintendo only reports games that sell like 1 million copies in a quarter when they do their financial reports.
Yeah. But back on like the 6 games, because like again, I feel like Starfield's going to get nominated, but like I don't feel like it should because I feel like it's not one of the best 6 games this year. Dark Horse for me is Sea of Stars, but I feel like it doesn't because it's an RPG. That's another genre of game that like typically doesn't get the respect it deserves. I think outside of like Persona 5 and Final Fantasy 7, you don't typically see RPGs like get critical acclaim and whatnot from like people.
Do you think 16 gets nominated?
I think it will. It will. I don't know. Like I said, those last 2 spots are very competitive because you have a lot of titles knocking on the door. I'm sure a couple we haven't even brought up yet.
Yeah, because like, and typically, TGA has at least like one indie darling.
Yeah, typically they've had one.
But I don't think too many major like indie games really came out this year that like wowed people.
Hi-Fi Rush, I get. The one. I guess Hi-Fi Rush could be that one.
Well, Hi-Fi Rush is an Xbox game.
Yeah.
Actually. It's an indie. It's pseudo indie because it is Xbox. Like, I think Sea of Stars really was like the only big like indie. Now maybe I'm forgetting 1 or 2 of them. I know Plicky Square would have been one, but that got delayed to next year.
So I'm gonna go ahead and list off 6 titles, then we'll go around. We'll list off 6 titles. So like I said, Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Spider-Man 2. I'm going to go with the Resident Evil 4 remake because it was anticipated. It was also a very high quality remake. And then Fate of the Universe on the line, gun to my head. I have to shoot from half court to win the game to hit a butter beater. I am going to go Hi-Fi Rush.
Okay.
I know Starfield is the more likely one, but like in, the best world possible, if Microsoft knows what the actual best title they put out this year, it was Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah. Yoshi, what about you? List your 6.
I think the one that's probably gonna win it all overall is gonna be fucking Baldur's Gate.
It's Baldur's, yeah. That's not even debatable.
That's just guaranteed. I'm on the list of Resident Evil 4 remake. That game is just amazing. Spider-Man 2 is super hype. Tears of the Kingdom 2, or I said 2.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, it is.
That's what it is.
It is a 2. So.
Maybe Alan Wake.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you we were leaving out some really good ones.
Yeah. Alan Wake. That's an interesting one. Yeah.
And I guess for Nintendo, well, I already got one on there, but if Mario Wonder doesn't make it, then I'm going to assume Pikmin 4 is going to be like the best family game type of thing. Going to be on there.
Pikmin 4 best family game?
I don't know. It's like that's like the biggest Nintendo game before Mario.
Yeah, I guess. Because there wasn't like a WarioWare, but
yeah,
no,
that's not. I would be like WarioWare would have to be absolutely certifiably insane if it entered the Game of the Year conversation.
Well, no. I'm talking family game. I'm talking family game.
No, I got you.
Family game, because that's basically the Nintendo category each year.
Yeah, Wonder's running away with that. I don't think that's debatable.
So I think that's 5. For you, Yoshi.
I'm not sure. Hi-Fi is definitely something interesting, but I don't hear it being talked about as much.
Well, yeah, because it released in like January.
Well, yeah, it was at the beginning of the year, so people are talking about it now.
If it was like something like extremely hype for people,
that is another thing. Starfield does have the recency bias too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I think I looked it up once, and like only one game for TGA has released in the second half of the year and actually won the award. I think every other one released in like March to June. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Which is a very funny trend.
This one's a wild choice. This one probably won't even make it on the list. But I want to throw Octopath Traveler 2 on there.
Oh, wait, that's a Hail Mary.
Oh, that was this year.
That's right.
I forgot it was this. I forgot it was this
He's
year,
absolutely
honestly.
right. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Putting that for Game of the Year, especially when the original didn't warrant any of that attention.
I mean, it got like best music, didn't it, on one of the Game Awards?
Yeah,
Something like that.
I think so.
I do think it'll be up for best RPG. I mean, I feel like this year it's been kind of like barren in terms of RPGs, but to me, the best RPG is hands down, not even remotely debatable, Sea of Stars. But I will say they typically put other types of games in the RPG category that really don't belong there, just to give it to them anyway to make them win. So like, I would have to see what the other games are, because they could slap in like Baldur's Gate 3 and be like, well, that's definitely winning.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say they'll slap 16 in there.
yeah.
Yeah, but
As a bonus, I'm throwing in Fire Emblem in-game.
oh wait, that was a 2020. I forgot that was a 2023.
So
game,
that
by
game's
the way.
not even going to qualify for best RPG. I'm just putting it out there to you guys
I
right
know.
now.
They're gonna be up there. No Fire Emblem game ever made it to fucking Game Awards.
Three
No,
Houses.
Three Houses did.
Yeah.
It did? Wait, it did? Really?
Yeah, it also didn't win, but like
No, didn't
player's
it win,
choice.
like,
it did win the
yeah, it
player's
won
choice,
Player's Choice.
which was
Yeah.
a stunning upset, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
All
really?
right. So for me, my 6, I thought this wasn't gonna be in my 6, but the more I keep hearing people praise it, the more I'm like, okay, I have to put this on here. Baldur's Gate 3.
Obviously.
I think that one's gonna be on there.
Byron, like it's so obvious it's gonna be. It's gonna win the whole thing.
I don't think it's gonna win the whole.
You're
Elden
insane.
Ring DLC.
No, not Elden.
Oh my god, bro, you're actually insane if you don't think it'll win. Like, straight up, I actually don't see a timeline that doesn't win. Because people will
I do see the
mold
timeline.
everywhere.
Yeah, like look what happened when Last of Us Part 2 won.
Yeah, but like that did have like games people pointed to, and like that's straight up a better game. Like, what were the other games even that year it went up
I
against?
remember
You know what? Let
fucking
me
Last
look.
of Us was...
You know what? Let me look that up really quickly here.
Because like
Remember when
straight
people
up,
thought that
like-
Last of Us was like a rigged or some shit like that?
Because all the other games up there, for the most part, don't have fan bases clamoring like, "Oh my gosh, this is the greatest video game of like all time."
Okay. 2020's was Last of Us Part 2, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Doom Eternal, FF7 Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, and Hades.
Yeah. So see, outside of Hades, like, and Ghost of Tsushima, like none of them had like that like I'm in the GOAT conversation for video games.
Well, I fucking Animal Crossing was on that list, dude.
Yeah.
Well, Animal Crossing, you could say to a degree, was like the game of the
Yeah,
pandemic.
nobody said The Last of Us Part 2 was the best game of all time. That's why I'm saying, like, that year it made sense to give it to The Last of Us Part 2. Not because it was a good game, but because critics loved that game. And because of, like, the controversy the game's release, it allowed them to validate their terrible, like, opinions. Like, you're all just, like, sexist, this and that, when it comes to, like...
They playing that card.
Or like homophobic and like stuff like that. So like it was like very much a dance on like like normal people kind of like thing. It was like, let's not get into that controversy.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 is legitimately one of the greatest video games ever made, and I haven't even played it. Like that's how you can't. I'm sorry, like. Tears of the Kingdom has a lot of like criticism because it reused Breath of the Wild's map.
Yeah, that's my second one that's going to be up there. Tears of the Kingdom. I do think Mario Wonder gets up there.
Yeah.
I do think Mario Wonder gets up there. I think it's one of those
makes
years
sense.
again. Yeah, where there's going to be a Mario game and a Zelda game up there again.
Yeah.
Like 2017. Spider-Man 2, because that's I think literally the only Sony single-player non-VR thing this year. God, I could talk about the state of Sony right now. Number 5, I think Starfield gets nominated. As much, there's always going to be a controversial nomination, and I think Starfield is going to be that. I think Starfield is going to be that this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the people who love it really love it. So it's like one of those things. It's
Yeah.
divisive, but it does have its like stands.
And
What's your sixth game?
And I'm technically gonna cheat a little bit. I have two potential options for number 6. If it's not an indie game, if it's not something like a Sea of Stars, as much as this genre typically doesn't get nominated, I could see a timeline where Street Fighter 6 gets nominated.
Oh wow,
Really?
That's...
I forgot about that game actually.
I could see a timeline where that gets nominated.
I would be like pretty stunned, but yeah, it's just one of those things where there's only 6 slots, but there's a lot of really, really good games.
Yeah.
All right, Byron. So if Baldur's Gate 3 is not winning Game of the Year, then which game is it winning it for you? I'm curious.
My gut, for whatever reason, says Tears of the Kingdom. My heart says Mario Wonder.
It's gonna win Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with my heart and say Wonder.
Oh wow, that's I mean, hey, I respect the take. I do think Wonder is fantastic, but like even in our call earlier today, we all conceded that's probably the 3rd best 2D Mario title. But like,
but like out of the games this year, it's pretty damn good.
Whereas like people, I don't know, when Breath of the Wild won in 2017, people were putting that game in the GOAT conversation. Though I feel like that's definitely toned down quite a bit more since time has like passed.
And look at the lineup in 2017. It was absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was the most
Breath of
insane
the Wild. You
stacked
had
year
Mario
ever.
Odyssey. You had Persona 5 that year. You had Persona 5. You had Horizon. I'm pretty sure that was up there. Horizon.
Right. Zero
Yeah,
Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. You had
Persona 5.
Oh, and then you had
PUBG, which should have been up there. We all agree because Hollow Knight
PUBG should have been
PUBG was up there. I don't know.
Yeah,
PUBG
Hollow
was-
Knight definitely got screwed.
Yeah.
It should have been up there 100%.
Oh, they didn't even have 6 nominations in 2017.
Yeah,
They
like I
had
said,
5.
that year was just like it was a super stacked year, but like you had some snubs that were very egregious.
Yeah, because God.
Hollow Knight in particular is one of the most egregious snubs of all time, in my opinion. The Golem video game.
Yeah, Hollow Knight, Cuphead.
Byron,
Golem is gonna be like probably 2nd worst game of the year after that damn King Kong game.
I was able to mention that one too.
Ooh, worst game of 2023. So wasn't there a game that was made recently that like got even more hate than Golem did? What was it called?
King Kong.
Kong.
Rise of Kong.
Rise of Kong. Man. Yeah, that's definitely two titans battling out Golem versus Rise of Kong.
Full name: Skull Island Rise of Kong.
Skull Island.
Oh my gosh.
Its publisher was good old Game Mill Entertainment.
Of course.
Developed by Iguana Bee.
Who?
Iguana Bee. I think this was their first game. No, it's not their first game. Oh, it's definitely not their first.
Oh. I'm gonna go with the Golem video game, but like it's very much a 1A 1B situation. 2 titans slinging shit at each other.
God.
So
that's a good category.
God.
That's a category when me and Slade will do our best and worst games.
Yeah, because we'll do a worst
episode.
game. Yeah, the studio did close after Golem. Jace is correct.
Yeah.
So back to your Wonder take, Byron, because I actually want to talk about it. I just don't think in the year 2023 a 2D platformer is going to win Game of the Year.
It's Super fucking Mario.
Yeah, but like the 2D that didn't get enough advertisement. It was like
no, Wonder definitely got advertised.
It did get advertised. Like I don't know. Like I said, I would love to see it happen too. But like
they brought the hype in. I bet the hype came in so late though. Like it was like near the game release.
It had a 4-month from like announcement to release timeline.
I will say this: if the only 2 games that could win over Baldur's Gate that people wouldn't absolutely go into baby rage crisis, the world's coming to an end, would be Tears of the Kingdom and Spider-Man 2.
Really? I would have thought Mario Wonder and
everybody
Spider-Man
and
2.
their mother would absolutely like mauled if Wonder ended up winning it. Like, I don't know. I don't think Wonder will win personally.
Look,
It's
look,
a
look.
good
It's
game,
2023.
though. It's a
2D
Look,
platformers don't have that like chance or like that fan base that they used to have.
Look, I was right about 2021's winner. So
Yeah, but like, I don't know, but I'd hard disagree. I mean, I think Baldur's Gate, like, it's already we're seeing who gets second place. Honestly, like,
yeah.
I don't know, Yoshi. What do you think? What do you think wins this year?
Oh, I already said Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate.
Like, I hear it left and right. It's always being constantly talked about. I haven't played the game myself. I already feel like I know a lot about the game.
Yeah.
Legit, if it doesn't win, it would actually be like the most stunning, like, winner like they've probably ever done. Oh man, so I think that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this podcast. Yoshi, thank you for coming on here and chatting with me and Byron. We really appreciate you having you on. Before you go, where can the people find you?
You can easily find me on twitch.tv/YoshiPhoenix. I stream just about daily, if not, if you like live stream content, I sometimes like to make a bunch of YouTube videos. You can find me on YoshiPhoenix on YouTube or YoshiPhoenix, PHX. Where I will try my best to put more content there if I wasn't so busy. But like, those are the two major places you can find me, right there. But yeah,
awesome. So I think that about does it for us today. Byron and I will be doing a and kind of more of an impromptu review of Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yeah, more in-depth discussion / review of Mario Wonder sometime, probably Wednesday or Thursday, depending.
Yeah, it's not going to be a scripted review.
No, it's just going to be more of like, we're just going to talk about what we liked about the game, what we didn't, and just our overall thoughts on it in a more in-depth way.
Yeah, but don't worry if you're interested in the idea of scripted reviews. 1,000,000,000%. I feel like it's a requirement for me to do one. I will be doing a scripted review of Super Mario RPG's remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
look forward to that from Slade. Yeah.
Yes, but that's gonna be it. This has been Slade,
and this has been Byron, and we'll catch y'all next time for more of the gaming news and gaming discussions you like to watch.
That's it. Bye-bye, everybody.
don't miss the content.